when I was growing up, the census of DC was 99% black. The census. And then, I always tell people too, the mayor of DC was black, Marion Barry. The mayor of Baltimore, Kurt Schmoke, was black.
Yeah.
A lot of the teachers I had in elementary school, middle school, and high school, both male and female, were black. So
Mm.
for me, and then seeing Go-Go in person, and
Hmm.
I was used to seeing, other than president, the highest levels of government, black men, the
Hmm.
highest levels of education in my circle, black men and women,
Hmm.
black musicians in person.
Hmm.
So none of this, it's just, I guess I was in a very distinctive place because,
You were blessed, Soren. You were those are called blessings.
yes,
And that's incredible. That's an incredible story for you. As I mean, I know you've been doing this for a long time, and you've been a part of the culture the whole time, and you're one of the real ones. And
thank you.
yeah. I have a good friend of mine named Tom. He's like, look, Jay, I might be white, but I'm not whitey. So he wanted me to be able to differentiate, and growing up in Berkeley, being raised amongst all cultures, so many by that university. So like growing
Right.
up around the UN. So I'm kind of like you in a different way. I was immersed in all the people, all kind of people. And so it allowed me to travel the world and go out and be able to communicate across the board. But that's how you had the upbringing I wish I damn near kind of had. But yeah,
It,
good.
it was a beautiful thing,
Yes,
for sure.
yes, yes.
But that being said, I think that is not only obviously did it shape how I view things and my perception of the world, but I had a very different reality of seeing popular black businesses, popular
Mm-hmm.
black elected officials,
Mm-hmm.
black people held in high regard. We got all the HBCUs there with
Mm-hmm.
Howard, Bowie State, Coppin State, Morgan State. They're all like right where I grew up. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it wasn't unusual, is all I'm saying. My basketball coach, head coach was black. I mean, it's just
Mm.
on and on and on. Anyway,
Right.
uh, but that ties in nicely to your new Kamala album that you've got going on.
You're good, aren't you? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with that album, and definitely people need to check it out. The thing that I was interested about it is a lot of it, despite the long running problems we're still having in our country, the album, generally speaking, I'd say has a very positive, upbeat, hopeful, promising vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, was that what you intended going into it? Because this is obviously a very charged election, as they almost always are.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Like you said, like, Kamala, Madam Vice President, uh, uh, was a classmate of mine in Franklin Elementary School in Berkeley. And, and like we said, we joke, like, back in the day when they used to tell us all, well, you can grow up to be anything you want. You can be president. Like, president, I can be. And it's like she really believed that shit, obviously. And, like I said, my goals weren't so lofty. I'm looking at who's going to be on my kickball team at recess. But she's looking at who's going to be her Secretary of State or whatever. The bottom line is this whole process has been so inspirational to me and for me, especially as we get older, to know that we could still go after certain dreams and goals. And, because a lot of times as you get older, ambition starts to wane, right? So, or for some people anyway. And for her to be what she's doing at this point in her life, let me know and influenced and inspired me to know that there's much more ahead. And the album, Kamala, not sure we're calling it Kamala, a girl named Kamala. We're still, but the whole idea is I'm really kind of rallying it around schoolyard memories, a time in a period where things were hopeful, because we're talking about being in fifth grade and stuff like 50 years ago. Damn near. It's like 78, 74, 75. So the idea of her who went to school with me in Berkeley, went to Howard in DC.
Yep.
Yeah, she had the best of both worlds, right? She got a lot of our world. She got some of your world out there. And for her to be from one of those powerful institutions and because I know of her, I mean, she's making it and letting people know her upbringing, but her upbringing was real. She really did not come from money. She did not come from privilege. She very much came from hard work and things of that nature. And the songs and the music definitely were meant to be something that kind of either challenged the establishment about making things right and doing stuff. The first couple of songs in there, what's it going to be? What happened to the dream? You said that we were free. What's it going to be? Or even the next song, Over and Over, which has lines like, Lady Liberty lies in a coffin from an overdose of apple pie, while the white collar beast in the tower every minute, every hour multiplies. Meanwhile, in a man-made jungle, there's a black sheep crying in the night, led astray by the promises broken. He cries over and over. So we have those, but then we have a party anthem like Everybody Wants to Be Loved, which is like me with my 12-piece funk band, Big Brother Soul, the Brothers of Invention. And songs like Even with Spirit, with Kareem Hawkins and the Interfaith Gospel Choir. This album is very much a window into my soul and what inspires me and the musicianship and songwriting stuff that I really wanted people to be able to connect to these songs. They're important. So many people make music now, so and God bless them. There's so many folks and different things, but now because it's so crowded out here, because things are the way they are, your music, what can you attach your music to that can mean something and contribute and be important versus just somebody else wanting to just be famous or just wanting. So the priority for me was I have a plethora of songs. I have a vault full of content that we will be unleashing in my 35 years history of this business. But this album is very important to me. The songs are very important to us all. And I think that I found something for us to kind of rally around in an era right now where it's all about, my booty hole's brown and my coochie's pink.
That's very important to say, but part of what I was so intrigued about is, to your point, lyrically, the strings and the overall vibe of the album, I'd say sonically, especially in the beginning where the lyrics are a little darker, or why hasn't this happened yet?
Mhm.
Like what's it going to be, for instance? But the the feel of the music is much more, I'd say, positive, uplifting, spiritually uh satisfying, I guess. It's not dark or angry or moody or what have you. So why did you want to have that juxtaposition where lyrically at times it's not as bright, but
I felt as though, like the first couple songs that we were talking about was meant to hold the establishment accountable, including Kamala moving forward, and for her to right these wrongs and to lift us up out of it, right? So we're starting out gloomy, and then we go more into a land of these songs are more about promise and hope, and ultimately, victory. With and the people say on there, and I just felt like creating a mood, coming back, making albums and making music for me, going way back when people made concept records, people made these things, was the sequencing of the songs were very important.
it's part of the story.
Right, exactly, and the idea of taking us through a journey of these songs with this lyrical stuff, like you said, starting out a little gloomy, uh, um, with the threat of the other guy possibly winning, or what we've gone through years. And here's an opportunity for us to make things right. Here's a soldier of change in Kamala that should be able to shine and hold that light for us the way we need right now. It's about just good leadership, whether it was a woman, whether it was whomever, just good leadership. And, quite honestly, I've never been afraid of female leadership. I've never been intimidated by powerful women or women that can help make things better. My mama, my wife, my sister, my aunties, and all that. I love it. I mean, I love the leadership of it because even my father, very strong man, a man's man, led people, empowered people, and did all kinds of stuff, and he was incredible. But he had his shortcomings about certain perception about how things go. But I have always been really open to the idea of women leading and being powerful, and I'm not afraid of it. I embrace it, and I look forward to Kamala Harris becoming the president. It's just time too. I mean, it's just time. It's time. And so the album Kamala represents those ideals and those hopes and dreams for us all.